Hi guys, and welcome back to Furry Stranger Things, or as we like to call it, Beacon Pines. So, we're here on the side of this abandoned warehouse, where we have just had a little altercation, shall we say, with Iggy and Tish. Yeah, so choosing, at one of these turning points, we've just chosen the strange option, the strange charm. Let's look at it here. And by doing so, we kind of pushed we pushed Iggy into the green goo, and that kind of, mutated him, or something. I don't know, we're gonna find out now. We're gonna go back to town and find out what has become of him. So, let's get to it, Beck, let's go. Also, I apologize for the nasally timbre in my voice, recovering from a bit of a cold. But, we'll get through it. Whoa there, little buddies. You startled me. What in the dickens are you up to in this part of town? We were just helping look for Rollo. Oh, you haven't heard the good news? Rollo showed up safe and sound a bit ago. Really? So where was he? It's funny, really. He just got a little turned around in the woods. They can be disorienting, you know? I'm starting to get that impression. Rollo's at his house now, getting some well-deserved rest. Wow, that's a relief. You two should scurry along before you get yourselves lost. Yeah, come on, Beck. I can't wait to introduce you to Rollo. Oh, that reminds me. Luka, your grandmother was looking for you. She was? She was worried sick. You should march straight home. I guess. Beck, your folks might be getting worried too. I'll walk you home. I need to talk with Nilly about work anyway.
Beck glanced toward Luka.
I guess all's well that ends well. I'll introduce you to Rollo tomorrow. Sure. Glad he's okay. Okay, that's encouraging news, right?
Rollo was safe.
Yeah,
A wave of relief washed over Luka, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread. Gran is going to kill me.
Oh, yes. She's explicitly told us not to leave the house.
If he hurried, he might just make it home before sundown. Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luka took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran? Oh man, this is not gonna go well for us, is it? She's in the garden, probably seething, doing gardening stuff. Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just looking for Rollo. Nothing in the fridge. Nothing in the cabinet. Turn the sink off. Okay, come on, we know Gran's not here. Where's Gran? Okay, so she's not seething in the garden. Where would she be? Upstairs, no doubt. Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. So I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. It turns out Rollo is safe and sound. Has to be upstairs, right?
Luka was alone.
Oh,
The house was empty.
so Gran's not back yet? I guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess. Wait, so then why were we told...
Luka was sitting by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luka hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. "We're fishing with bees?" Luka's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one."
What? Really?
Luka closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. Interesting choice. With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luka scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand. Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was. Dad, we have to go! Luka grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run! The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luka. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luka's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luka tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet.
Oh, man.
Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
See, that's interesting, but I think it would have been nice to see that dream, rather than be told what it was.
Luka's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rollo?
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luka? Rollo, is that you? Luka? There? Rollo, it's the middle of the night. Luka, thank God. Listen. I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? Took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in... for now at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr? No! Trust... Is he saying trust no one? He's lying or something? Hold on, someone's coming.
The signal went silent.
Rollo! Rollo, where are you?
Luka held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. It's getting worse. I can barely hear you.
Rollo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need to... The treehouse. The treehouse!
With that, the signal died for good.
What was he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna. He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal. Rollo, you're a genius.
Luka grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. Very good. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So, let's just look up here quickly. Oh, I guess not. So, yeah, so it looks like Mr. Kerr
Luka heard
lied
a
to
group
us.
of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
So, we all understand our roles? You can count on me. I still think we need more time. That wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while that danger persists. Refuse, okay. Hiram, you just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. I just wish we could have made that deal with Heiress Valentine. Her resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luka holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all... I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. What are they up to? Gran, why are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Hey, Luka. Gah! Dawn, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of an investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your Gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. A call from Hiram Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified. Or both. Luka, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? Nah, I'm gonna stake out here for a bit longer. See you, Luka. What's she gonna find staking out there longer? My word. Alright, let's go to the treehouse. Ooh, do we wanna spy on these guys? I did it! I changed the sign. Splendid, did anyone see you? I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these, odd is good.
The two boys shared a mischievous grin.
I can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. Okay, what was that about? So they changed the sign or something, did they? Let's have a Luke. That would be over here, I'm guessing? Well, it doesn't let us interact with it. So yeah, I guess we have to wait for the big reveal as well. Alright, let's go to the secret base. And... what are we going up top to the antenna? Ah, looky, you can go out here, okay.
Luka looked up at the satellite dish. Rollo nearly killed himself putting that up into the tree.
Pull. Very good.
While it didn't turn the radio into an interstellar communicator, as he'd hoped, it did at least boost the signal enough to overhear truckers one town over.
So are we not supposed to be on that antenna? Let's engage with this. Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. Okay. Rollo? Rollo, are you there? I'm at the treehouse now, Rollo. Mr. Kerr said you were all right. What happened out there? Dang it, Rollo, where are you? What? Who's there?
Luka could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
Oh. I've got weapons in here. so you'd better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Weapons? How could you hurt something that's already dead?
Fear gripped Luka's throat.
Whoa. Who are you? What? You don't recognize me? I guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luka stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luka.
Oh, come on, what is this thing? I'm a monster. And now they hunt me like the beast I am. Iggy?
Luka reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me. This is all your fault.
Luka slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
Oh, poor Iggy. I mean, I know he was a bully, but I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you couldn't control yourself for a second, and I get to be like this forever? There must be a way to fix this. Oh, you gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luka saves the day? With his positive attitude and the power of friendship? None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all the way through the Weep Wood. I only came in here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luka! Luka! Rollo! It's not safe, Luka! Rollo, where are you? The treehouse! I'm at the treehouse, Rollo! Where are you? No, Luka, the treehouse isn't safe! They said they were going to the treehouse. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they were going to the treehouse? The clipboards! What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? They were asking the same stuff they always do. But it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. They're gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello? Is anyone present in this arboreal domicile? Crap, they found me. Luka, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course. Oh man, I don't think we should go down. We have a problem. Luka, you gotta get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them. And yeah, you were right. They were saying the same stuff, but with the creepy knob cranked to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luka, what do we do?
Luka grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luka and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Oh, Kerr. Iggy, there you are. You gave all of us a heck of a scare. Go away, just leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though, we're here to help. Help? Then why were you chasing me? Luka, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him, he's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Well, that's a pretty honkin' big question, Luka. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luka. I just need you to let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is. Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie. That's a hurtful thing to say, Luka. I thought we were buddies. Why, because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Why don't you pop on down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us all a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that?
Luka's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What did you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luka. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting, and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luka. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I'm the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends. Okay, are we at a turning point here?
Luka's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? Iggy wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luka?
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option he had left. Fight. That is the only option we have left.
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the mission control defense cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luka summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Oh. Hey. That was uncalled for, more than a little rude, and just plain unsanitary. Luka, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that it's come to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luka looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end.
Oh no!
That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here?
Yeah, maybe, but what could we have done?
Let's put a pin in this, for now.
Okay, so the fight option isn't necessarily one we want to pursue there. We still have the struggle option on this particular branch, or instead of pushing Iggy into the goo, which comes about as a result of the strange choice here, we could try tickle. I say we try that. Let's go back a bit. So, Beck took a deep breath and thought, well, time to bust out the tickles.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Hey Tish, wanna see something cool? Yep. Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
What the? Tish, is she tickling you? Yup. Hey, yup. Hey, yup.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter.
Hey, yup, hey, yup, hey, yup.
Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
Hey, yup. What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think we were just threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
Oh yeah. I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. See you around, new kid.
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Whoa. What a little creep. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your hair.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? It depends. What are your feelings about having a more mature, refined look? Oh god!
Chapter 4. The best policy.
Okay, so I think probably that was the better option to choose.
Luka paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her, but finding Rollo was his primary concern.
Okay, so we did get a lot of information by going down that divergent path, but we still haven't found Rollo. Luka, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with grey hair just run past us in a panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just helping look for Rollo. Luka, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling. But this was the most intense Luka had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luka.
We're running out of time.
In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luka broke down.
Rollo and I weren't just playing in the Weepwood yesterday. We were investigating lights at the old Valentine warehouse. But someone was there in a strange suit. And we hid in the dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us. And I think it was a body. And so we ran, but we got split up. And I ran home. And it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luka.
It's not your fault, Luka. Rollo's gonna be okay, I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luka, go home. But I want to help. This is too dangerous for a kid. I can't just sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luka.
I mean, probably his home, actually. You go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rollo shows up. Sound like a plan?
Luka wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
I still think we should probably go home and at least get the walkie-talkie, because that yielded some pretty useful information and results in that other scenario that we ran through. You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. You really believe his story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gives me the willies. Wait at the treehouse in case Rollo shows up. Okay. Dang, they boarded up the way in. Yeah, we know that. Okay. Well, then I guess we are heading back to the treehouse. Do we want to check the old Valentine mansion? No, nothing to check out. Can't talk to him.
Mr. Nuncreed jumped with a start.
Whoa, don't sneak up on an old fella like that. Sorry. Who are you talking to? What?
Luka motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the dang thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it, really. The whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Any word from Rollo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rollo knows these woods too well to get lost. I suppose you're right. Still, boys' antics have this whole town worried sick. Antics? We all know Rollo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could there be? He's not playing a prank, and he didn't get lost. Someone took him, I know it. How would you know that? Unless... Luka, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luka's shoulder.
Oh, Luka, maybe that wasn't so wise. Dang it, boy, if there is something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luka peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face.
Okay, this is turning point time.
There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all.
Yeah, a longing to get it on with our grandma, that's what.
It was subtle, but Luka could sense something eating away at him.
Like, is it something good, though? There was something lurking behind those... Shame? Okay, well, that's all we got.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Yesterday, Rollo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster. The dumpster? What were you doing in there? At first we were just looking around. Then someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw of him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Oh no, come on, don't tell me this guy's in on whatever is going on here. Why did you have to? I tried, Luka. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luka attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van Horns, you just can't help yourselves, can you? We are all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luka into the phone booth.
Oh no! What are you doing? It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit. What?
As Luka pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luka winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view.
What?
Luka heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end.
What?
Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
Well, I mean, what else have we got? Windows to the soul? Fight? Nothing there. The only other option now is we have to go back to the Warehouse of Horrors and struggle. Like that's it. Unless we pick up some other charms elsewhere. But, yeah, I guess we're doing this. So let's go back. So, back to episode, I believe it was 2. We went into the Warehouse of Horrors. This is a story about struggle.
This is a story about struggle. Luka could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luka swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luka was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3.
Okay. Alright, so this is very, what is it called? Groundhog Day? Or very, kind of, where the same day or the same couple of days or something repeat in and of themselves. So we're back to chapter 3 now rather than chapter 4. And
everything's fine.
Yeah, the whole conversation with Grandma is probably going to be a little bit different. Let's find out.
The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
I just finished jarring a mess of jam last night. Is that what it's called? Is it called a mess of jam? I'm going to have to look into that. So that'll need to get delivered into town today. Okay. So what did you and Rollo get up to yesterday? Oh, Rollo had things to do, so I just sort of poked around town. I set the jam down by the front door. There's 2 batches to drop off. One for Mr. Tolliver at the Bag and Wag. Delivered jam to Mr. Tolliver. Another for Miss Fratelli at the diner. Deliver jam to Mrs. Fratelli. Okay. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed? He said he wanted some more. I suspected as much. Yes, he seems to have taken a particular interest in my jam. Ha! He has, Grandma, he has. There are some extras in the basket that enthusiastic gentleman. Deliver jam to Mr. Nuncreed. Just make sure Fratelli and Tolliver get the ones on top. No problem. Off with you now, while the day is still young. Okay. Well. Oh, what's Grandma doing now? Hello, it's Juniper Hartford. Before you hang up, just hear me out. I have a business proposition. The simple matter is, we both have the same problem that needs solving. Very well, we can meet tonight. Do you suppose now she's calling up the Valentine heiress? Because in the previous, well, not the previous old iteration, but the one before that we kind of glimpsed the meeting between her and, who was it? Was it Mr. Oliver? Or something like that there? And the other lady, and they were saying that they were unable to make an agreement with the Valentine heiress. So maybe this is Gran doing it in this particular timeline, because the events with Rollo and Luka and Iggy haven't happened the way they have. So let's see. Okay, we got the jam. Let us get out there. Okay. Sorry about yesterday. Roxy can be so annoying. But good news, no more boring chores for me today. Did you make it to the old Valentine warehouse? So, what did you find? Give me the dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. What? Who was it? Was it aliens? I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies? What else could it possibly be? Rollo, I gotta deliver these into town first. We can catch up after. Ooh, is it a whole thing? It sounds like a whole thing. Yeah, we should talk about it here. Meet me at the treehouse tonight. I'm not sure what this treehouse is that you speak of. Meet me at Mission Control. Roger that, Space Cadet. Okay, we have to remember we don't have the walkie-talkies in this iteration, so it is going to be a bit old school. Yeah, communicating face-to-face. Anyhow, I think we're going to take a quick break here, guys. We've done a fair bit today. We've uncovered a unique timeline by going back to the very first one, which is pretty wild. So, yeah, I hope to see what we carry on with from here. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.